All right, everybody, welcome to the Nextiva Use Nextiva to Run Your Business product webinar. My name is Jeremy Boudinais. I am the marketing manager here at Nextiva. We're excited to have you guys on. We're excited to show you the platform for the first time in webinar fashion. I have with me our Senior Solutions Delivery Manager, Melissa Rafalski. And the goal of today's webinar is to show everyone here how to use Nextiva to better run your business. And for those of you who don't know about Nextiva, over 150,000 customers use Nextiva. And we recently launched a new suite called our Business Communication Suite, which is the first fully integrated voice, CRM, live chat, survey, and analytics platform. Basically, all the tools you need to run your business, communicate with your customers, understand who they are, and keep them happy. So the goal of today's webinar is that Melissa and I are going to take you through the actual platform. Instead of just doing a product demo or something like that, we're going to show you how to use it to communicate with customers, to recognize who they are, and to better manage your business using Nextiva. So Melissa, excited to have you on. Can you give yourself a bit of an introduction for everybody?
Yes, thank you. My name is Melissa. Thank you, Jeremy. I've been with Nextiva for just over 3 years, working with the product team, working with development and QA, and always working with customers in some sort of capacity because we really keep our products user-centered. So now that I get to work with customers to build out their CRM and show them all of the applications, it's really a great passion for mine. It's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the perfect person to have on here because you do this every day, all day. So you know the product inside and out and know how customers use it. So we're doing this via Crowdcast. One of the cool things about Crowdcast is that you can engage with us. As you can see, Zev, thank you for being on already made a comment. You can ask questions, leave comments. And what we're going to do is we're going to take you through the full platform, and then we're going to come back to your questions at the end. So if you have questions during the walkthrough about anything, just write something in there and we'll return to them at the end of this webinar and Melissa will answer them. So without further ado, let me go ahead and start off by just kind of going into what we're going to be showing you, just to give you a primer. And Melissa, let me know if you can see my screen here. Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. So here's a quick rundown of some of the things we're going to be showing you as we go through the products. So we're not just going to be showing you the features and stuff. We're going to be showing you how to use them. So, for example, here's a couple of things we'll be showing: dealing with customer relationship management scenarios, first call resolutions and handoffs, how to deal with an incoming call from a customer and hand them off to your team. We're going to show you call pop, how to identify a caller immediately as soon as they call into your company using Nextiva. How to make a call or just click to dial within the Nextiva app, which is pretty powerful. How to take action, how to open a ticket, notate, escalate when there's a customer support issue from right inside of Nextiva. Again, how to do handoffs, how to leave notes for follow-up to the rest of your team. Search, views, and filters. So how to use the CRM, your customer relationship management database, to quickly find information you need based on any criteria you want to use. Survey, so we'll be showing you how to use Nextiva surveys to engage your customers, create templates, get feedback from them on your company. Chat, which is another key feature of Nextiva, which will be how to engage customers who are on your website with live chat, either from a marketing standpoint or a sales standpoint or a support standpoint. And then finally, analytics, which is gives you the ability to see inside of your business, see how things are going, and make high-level decisions based on the data that you're pulling from all of Nextiva's platforms. So that's a quick primer for you guys, and I'm going to stop screen sharing now.
Okay.
And Melissa, take it away. Let's hand it over to you, and let's go ahead and jump into the platform.
Great. I will start sharing. So you will briefly see my face and Jeremy, and then you should see the landing dashboard. Welcome to your NextOS package. And for every user that logs into the CRM, their name will actually display, so it's more personalized. And then as you can see, this is a great landing place to see all of your applications at once and also access to them. So if you're a voice customer, You no longer have to log in directly to manage those features. You can come directly to the platform and access it. Similarly, if you have access to all of the other applications on the platform, you'll note that they'll say open and you can access them. And that's what we'll be focusing on today is our CRM and how it works with chat. Just as Jeremy mentioned, surveys, we'll look at those survey results actually in the analytics platform and show you some other cool things with analytics and how it all kind of comes together.
And yeah, so when you log into Nextiva, Melissa, this is what you see. These are all of your applications, all managed by one portal. These aren't separate tools tied together. This is all Nextiva right here, correct?
Correct. We've started realizing that many business owners are getting applications from all over the place and having to make sense of their data on their own. We built those applications, brought them to the platform, and now you can see answers and quick data access right in one place.
Cool.
So the other thing to note is quick access to our customer service numbers, our support team, and access to resource documents that we're constantly updating directly on our website to all of our products. That way you have easy access to help when you need it as well. So without further ado, I'm going to take you into the CRM and dive into some of the concepts that Jeremy was showing on the slide as well. So when you first log in and land into the CRM portion of the platform, you may notice some information right on your screen. Now, this is a cases window, and I'll talk about that in just a second. One thing you might want to notice first is the CRM is a customer relationship management tool. And so with that in mind, we think about how we can relate different types of information together. And so by default, we have these 3 tables set up for you that you can use, very easy to understand. Accounts, contacts, and cases. Accounts may be customers that you interact with, like a company. Well, that company may have several employees. And for each of those employees, they may want to call in and get your help at one point or another. And we want to be able to create a case for that contact and have everything bubble up. So a contact of an employee of your company or of your customers could call in, get help. And as you can see, now that help ticket, which is actually a case, can actually be identified and associated with the account, the contact that called in. If we dig in deeper, we can also display as to who called in. And as you can see, the priority of all their tickets and issues that they've had with your company can also be very visible on first glance. So you can see the status of all of the tickets and issues that they've called in, or even internal tasks that you have for your business. You can certainly create cases and tasks and assign them between departments. And then each individual, when they log in for the day, will see any tasks that are assigned to them. And as you, maybe an administrator, you would be able to get status on all of those tasks throughout the day just by looking in the CRM.
Right. And your CRM, Melissa, I mean, it's the system of record. It's the source of truth for your company, right? So you need to see who's bought from my company, who are my current customers, who are my future opportunities I'm trying to sell into, and then who are the people at these companies, what's their contact information, what's their job title, where are they located. And at the account level, you want to see, here's how much they're spending on my product or service, right? And the cases are the interactions that those people and companies are having with your company.
Correct. Thank you for clarifying that, Jeremy. Exactly. So all of the accounts that you interact with, they have their own and then each individual contact as well, you can collect information about those individuals. And then similarly, just as Jeremy said, any cases or interactions that you've had within your company, those could be filed and bubbled up and be visible not only at the account level, but even at the case level. All right. So what I really wanted to demonstrate to you today was maybe an inbound call from a customer and recognizing that customer through call pop. So what I envisioned is a customer calling in today. He's already in my system, and I'm going to be able to recognize him on my inbound call pop. So with the help of my colleague, Jeremy, I would like him to call into my business, and I'll recognize his information and be able to go into his record and directly from the call pop and then access that contact's record.
Calling you now, Melissa. Let's see what happens.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can hear me better, by the way, guys. Sorry. Thanks, Alan.
Yes. So right off the bat, you can see the Nextiva app ring in, and what you can see is that a system allows the voice user to log in, and when the user does log in, his call pop will display. So what I would recommend is that you save your credentials and log in right away so that you don't miss a call. So I'll go ahead and take this call, and right away I recognize it's Jeremy. Jeremy, how are you doing, sir? How can I help you today?
Hey, Melissa, I'm great. Just on this webinar with you, having a nice chat.
Well, great. I see that you're calling. Is there something I can address here today? I understand that we've been working with you for a while on several accounts, and what can we help you with today?
Yeah, I'm just looking to get a new line of service for my business. But shoot, you're calling me now.
That's okay. But as you easily demonstrated, if an inbound caller does call in, I do have my call waiting turned on, and I just quickly sent that individual to my voicemail.
So that's cool. For me as a contact in your database, if I call in, basically you're able to see right away who I am and what accounts I'm associated with, things like that, correct?
Absolutely. As you saw, I was able to click on your name from that call pop, and right away it opened your record. And just by delaying a few more seconds, I was able to expand the accounts that you may be affiliated with. And then I could even dig into past reasons why you've called into the business. As you can see, any cases that you've been affiliated with in the past, they're associated with your contact. So at a bird's eye view, Nextiva gives you a lot of flexibility to preview things in our system and then launch a deeper analysis of that case. So for instance, I can see that Jeremy in the past sent an offline chat to me. And if I want to see more information about that actual chat, I see that he emailed me last Monday about questions about pricing. So from this example, you can see not only did we recognize Jeremy through an inbound call, just by affiliating his information with our system, but we can track any other communications that we've had no matter what channel. So this came in through an offline chat, which just happens to be through my website. So it's sort of a great segue, Jeremy. So unless you have a question, I'm going to segue into how this chat actually came about.
No, let's go ahead.
Okay, great. So I made a website called Green Travelin', and it kind of goes with my actual business, which is green energy. I'm seeking people who are looking for an eco getaway, sustainable, anything green. Green is kind of the thing. And let's say Jeremy came to my website and he wants to chat with me. As you can see, there's a live chat button. This is from Nextiva. We build a chat script, a little JavaScript code, and you, if you're good at building your own websites, which as you can see, I just built a free website through Weebly. I used their drag and drop tools and created this website and embedded a little piece of code. And just with that, a customer can interact with you. Now you notice this does say live chat. It's actually set to a schedule. And there's some colors that we can actually customize for you. So it will say live chat if you've set a schedule and someone like me is ready and available to take your chat. But if there's nobody available, the customer's message will still come to your CRM in the form of an inbound case. And in this instance, I have a live chat coming through. Let's see what this is about. Someone is looking for a quote. But it's Jeremy again. So as you can see, our system right away recognized this is Jeremy, recognize its email, affiliate it with the Jeremy, and now I can correspond with Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Sure, let's talk. And I call you in a bit after my webinar. And Jeremy will receive that chat on his end, and he can either respond and say yes, and then I can go ahead and save this chat for Jeremy, and maybe it's a new sale. With our system, we can trigger things such as a topic of a new sale to trigger the sales team to call out to Jeremy. So there's a lot of things we can do on the automation side. Great, now I've got Jeremy confirming a time. Great, I'll have the sales team reach out. And I'll send them the message to confirm. And I don't even have to do anything because this chat actually comes directly to the sales department. So they're already going to be notified. It's going to be dropped in their folder. And you'll see when I end the chat, it says, do you want to save it? If I say yes, it'll create that case. And now I'll show you, it gets a case number, and anyone in the sales department, including myself, will see a new case. So we can see that Jeremy just chatted in. It's a case of looking for a quote. It came in as a new sale, as I noted, and now the sales department can take action on that.
Excellent, Melissa. Good stuff. So basically, if I communicate, if I call in, if I chat with you, all of that correspondence gets notated on my contact record. And
Correct.
It's there for anyone to be able to go back and see, oh, this communication happened at this time via this channel. And here's the action items that need to be taken.
Correct. Absolutely. Now, when that sales manager actually follows up with that individual, so he can go into the record he sees now in his preview, he can make his notes that he needs to. If he needs to correspond with this individual, Jeremy, he can directly email. And as you can see, we've got some correspondence already going back and forth with Jeremy, which is the chat. So the chat saves historically. As you can see who actually chatted with this individual. You can see even just by the icon that it's a chat and the time and date stamp. And these are all system generated things that a lot of customers love.
Yeah, and the reason you want to be doing this, Melissa, right, is because whoever's on your team, whether you're the business owner, whether it's your sales team, your support team, you want them spending less time jumping back and forth in between engaging with customers and actually going and leaving notes, or having to jump between platforms, send email, or looking up someone's phone number, or God knows what, right? You can do all of that just while you're, automatically inside the CRM from this interface.
Correct. And not only can you email and do all those things from this interface, but there's that historical record of it. And, I'm just kind of giving you the basics, but there's so much more that you can build, such as custom fields and macros and all sorts of cool things, but very bare bones. All of the interactions, yes, are funneled, and you can see all of those interactions very easily.
Very cool. And let's talk about one question I have for you is customizing the data that you're seeing, let's say, about contacts and accounts. So,
sure.
I know there's a lot of data you're seeing right here. You're seeing case topic, case number, et cetera. I mean, how does it work from a user standpoint, being able to show, what sort of data matters to their business in Nextiva?
Makes sense. Everybody's looking for different things based on their job or their role. So you can easily look and filter out for things that you don't want easily just with the click of selecting. You can save some custom views, and it'll give you a view that you've saved. But really allowing the front end flexibility such as this is really great because you can filter on more data as well when you need it. So for instance, if Jeremy called in and had some questions, or, I'm really kind of wanting to know what accounts Jeremy's affiliated with, it's easy to filter on names. So if I were to find Jeremy up here in the master search bar, for instance, our CRM is going to look for anything that historically matches Jeremy Boudinet's last name. And I apologize, Jeremy, if I am slaughtering your name.
Actually, it's good.
But this is our master search bar. So it will query all of these tables and look for matches that historically match Jeremy. And then maybe you want to dive deeper into those instances and see what needs to be addressed. As well, without confusing too much, we could do that same search on the actual view. So I, for instance, maybe forgot or I don't want to spell all of Jeremy's name, or I want to look for all Jeremy's. Really, I can search on the contact table and find Jeremy's record really easily. And so the filters allow you the flexibility of searching that way.
And that note that popped up there, can you explain what that is to people and how to set that up?
Yes, I love talking to this feature, especially to people who love sticky notes, because they like to put sticky notes right on something that's important. And I think our CRM does a good job of that. So if I want to remember something that I need to do the next day that maybe I couldn't finish at the end of the day, I'll leave myself a sticky note. So that way, not only do I know just by the way our CRM orders things, that Jeremy's record or these top records are the ones that are most recent. You can even see data points that our CRM saves. It's a lot of data that you can filter, such as when a contact record was last updated. But if I know that I need to go and update something in Jeremy's file, I can just quickly access his record, and that last sticky note that I left reminds me exactly what I need to do, and I can make sure to cross that off my priority list. Now, where that sticky note came from is actually in the activity section of Jeremy's record. So in the same activity section where we send emails, we log calls, and take notes, you can see that this note is yellow. I can now that I've completed that task or whatever I needed, I can turn that yellow note off. And that way, anytime anybody comes back to Jeremy's record, it no longer like smacks you in the face.
That's cool though. So let's say I call into you and I'm a potential customer and I'm basically ready to buy. I'm like, look, I need a contract, send me something over. I'm ready to buy this right now. And you're like, okay, like I gotta get you to someone in sales, they're gonna follow up with you. So you can create a note, right? It's customer ready to buy, send him do this, this, and this. And when that person goes to my record, it's gonna hit them right in the face that this person's ready to buy. Call them immediately. Don't take your time.
Exactly. And often this is a good thing, again, for like the end of the day snafu situations where you maybe don't really have the time to kind of write everything down. You just want to leave somebody a note. Our system could even notify whomever you assign this note to, hey, you've got to touch base with this contact. He's ready to buy, and create that sale and just get it ready so that when you call Jeremy the next day from sales, everything's ready. You've got the price quote done. I mean, like you're just ready to go just because of better handoffs between teammates.
Cool. And it's possible and is it easy to associate me as a contact with an account, let's say?
Absolutely. So Jeremy, as you can see, I actually have you associated with 2 accounts. And let's see what those accounts actually look like. I can easily open them in the background. And one, I can see that you're part of my Enviro Conservation Law firm, and that you're also part of the Boudinot Eco Travel Worldwide Law. Mm-hmm. So based on what information I see in your profile, it looks like you may be doing business for multiple accounts. And so we can continue to add accounts to your profile. So if you want to add a new account, you certainly can do that on the fly from your profile, and it automatically links the 2. So let's, for the sake of demonstration, you can see that even on a form, you don't have to fill out all the information. I know sometimes when we get leads, we don't get everything. But if you do have fields that are required, we can easily build those fields and make them required. But you see, instantaneously, I created a new account, and right away it's affiliated with Jeremy. And this could trigger some automation rules, which a lot of my customers do. Every time a new account is created, send a welcome email or send this or trigger somebody. So it just allows quicker flexibility, again, faster handoffs and faster communication.
Yeah, and the whole idea between all this, right, is speed, letting you operate as a business very fast, very fluidly, and having quick access to all your information, your quick access to being able to communicate with your customers, understanding who they are, right? I have a question for someone. Let's say they're coming into Nextiva and their previous customer database was in an Excel sheet or another CRM or something like that. Is it easy for them? Can they import that into Nextiva? How's that work?
Yes. So for any data import, what we do is we try to correspond to any existing fields of data that you have with fields that we have in our system. If the field doesn't exist, we simply create that new field to accommodate that data. So once everything is mapped and aligns really well, we simply use our data migration tool that you also have access to, and we migrate those records. And usually it happens in a GIF, depends on how many records you have, but usually everything goes in well. And as you can see, I can even demonstrate to you A lot of these accounts I brought in through a CSV file, and within minutes, they all migrated.
Very cool. I see Zev, by the way, agreeing speed to lead and speed to resolution, man. Those are the big value props of Nextiva. So very cool.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to show you, what I was just talking to you about, was surveys. So some of my customers, when a new account comes in, they want to kick off a welcome email. In this case, I represented a customer who, when a new account signs up, send a survey. So it's very visual that when new accounts are created, was the survey sent? Yes. And that survey is also a component that I want to show you now, Jeremy, unless you have any other questions.
I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So surveys you can access directly from here as a platform admin. And again, if you want to restrict some of these things from your employees, you can create those roles that they would not even have access to the admin tools or specific rules. But here you can see when I go directly into the surveys tool, you can create numerous surveys, and they can be ongoing, turn them on and off. It's a very quick, easy dashboard. You can easily clone surveys, make a favorites dashboard. But what I really love about surveys is we give you templates. So if you're not great at creating surveys, and trust me, there's a lot of people who this is the profession to create surveys, we give you sample templates. So a lot of the surveys I just showed you were created off of this basic sample template. And you can edit and make it yours and personalize it as much as you see fit. And then once you do save it, there's no complex things to save it. I mean, you could have your system shut off and it's just going to save that draft for you, as you can see right there.
So it's pretty simple, Melissa, to, let's say, create a survey and just have it auto send out. Let's say every time a customer, signs a deal with you, why did you sign up with us, or has a major support call or something like that. How'd the support call go?
Correct. There's various reasons you can kick off the survey. That's up to you to decide. So in this instance, we have a market research survey, and this will kick off with somebody maybe who calls in. I'd establish a new account. I kick off an email to them that says, hey, how adventurous are you? Well, that same survey I actually created and embedded into a website. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. And again, my business is green traveling, and you can be very adventurous climbing the hillsides of cliffs, or you can just maybe want to take a backyard hike. So what this survey I created does is it matches someone's profile with some questions, and then we'll match them with the proper sales guide. So as you can see, even on the survey, I may be using that term loosely. This is actually a web form. We all use web forms. And in fact, Weebly gives you the ability to create a web form in their settings. So if you've ever done a drag and drop a website, it's really easy to do. So again, if I want to get some data from customers that are just perusing my website, I can certainly submit some information and put whatever questions I want to ask my customers on this site. You can give the customers an option to answer as many questions as they like, or make them all required so that they have to answer every question. And what this survey does is once the results are actually complete, you can customize a thank you page, maybe a redirect to your Facebook or wherever, so they can see some other great things about social media. But the survey results actually will display in real time in your CRM. So for instance, in this case, as you saw before, I only had 3 survey results. I just completed that survey. Now I have 4, and those results can easily be seen directly through our analytics link here on the dashboard. You can download them for further mining on your own. And as you can see, these quick, easy links, again, we make surveys very intuitive and friendly for you.
Yeah, and the whole idea behind surveys, right, is they give you an easy way to quickly understand who your customers are and why they're interested in you, right, and what kind of experience they're having with you.
Correct.
So, yeah, great use cases.
Yeah. So the results of the surveys you can see are like instantaneous. You don't have to do any graph manipulation. All the questions, you get to see the exact patterns and analysis that you were hoping to get. Maybe you can start to create new marketing campaigns around this, maybe create new surveys, or maybe in my case, this is a green traveling agency. I want to create more tours that accommodate 19 to 25-year-olds if that's my target. If you want to deep dive into the individual responses, you can again get that individual's information and keep going through each individual until you see all the answers. You can see I did an answer in that last survey, and you can see what happens. You don't get a lot of data. So that's surveys, and how it ties into the CRM. As you can see, we can kick off a trigger from existing contacts in the system. We can gather information from a website, and then we can analyze it with our handy dandy analytics tool. The other great thing about analytics is we give you templates as well. So if you don't know what types of analyses, maybe you've never run any analytics reports, don't even know where to start, we give you some starting ground. We give you some industry standard templates that either we use here at Nextiva or other customers have reported. I just want a dashboard that looks for and displays what I need. We give you some examples. And if you want to see what that looks like, it's very easy to kind of preview it before you actually create the dashboard. And I'll give you some idea as to this. Beautiful graphics. You get a visualization of the data within your parameter, like this is for me within the last week. And as we go through the types of dashboards and wallboards, again, clicking around, you're going to get a lot of things that are just built in for you.
Yeah, and what's cool about this, Melissa, and it's special, right, is this is pulling data from your CRM, your phone system, and surveys, etc. All Nextiva, it's all your Nextiva products. All the data from that's coming in to these pre-built and very customizable template tree to view, right? So you can see, okay, we have this many cases being resolved this week. That's down a certain percentage, you know, or my team's making this many calls this week, you know, and we're tending to get more customers in, let's say, this state or something like that, right? That's all easy to see, all that information right here, correct?
Correct. A lot of the voice analytics that you may see in the call center platform or voice, again, they're going to get a bird's eye view of things here. You can even get percentage or marginal increases. You can change your periods of measure. Really, it's just at your fingertips. And if we don't see a template that meets your needs, we just build it. So that's what I would go to here, for instance. Maybe you want to see the types of reasons people are calling in. So all of those cases that we showed you before, now let's actually dig deep into what are the reasons for those people calling in. So we assign topics to cases. And for a view of this, I'm comparing topics over a certain period, and I want to analyze my cases. So if I look at all of my topics by cases for today, I can see that people have been calling for new sales, billing issues, solar issues. Maybe they're not issues. Maybe this is just people looking for a full package, or maybe a solar vacation. And that's exactly why I created this topic. People were looking for a vacation that had solar energy concepts.
Yeah, that's great. So you can see, all right, so if you know, I set up cases and topics to be, let's say, inbound call, sales call, support call, you know, renewal, referral call, something like that. You can sort of see the health of your business in a way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And for my customers, I tell them, and when I used to do consulting, is you want to know the reasons why people are calling in and try to create a reason for them not to call in. So whether it's documentation or more proactive information. So that way, if you have customer service issues, you can identify those. And as you saw, if you have people calling in for new sales, you really want to identify those, because if you start missing too many calls, you're probably missing out on sales.
Yeah, or you can set up a topic like pricing question. Maybe you need to put pricing on your website, you know.
Yep.
And
categories. I mean, it just, you can make as many topics as you like, and there's so many process and business workflows that can be triggered because of topics.
I think this all goes to Melissa too. I think the key thing, and goes back to what Zev was saying and what we've been saying throughout, is speed of running your business, speed of getting insight on how things are working, speed of communicating with the customers, converting them into prospects, and then resolving their issues, keeping them happy, answering their questions, things like that. Because people are impatient these days, right? We're in instant gratification.
Yes. Yes. And if I could add one more efficiency tool for you, we have the ability to watch things so that you can get notifications if somebody's touched something that you really want to keep an eye on, internal chat, but really calendar is where I really would love to show you is you can program many calendars to display events. And this is Google Calendar, I apologize, because a lot of people have Gmail and Google, and it just really integrates well with a lot of things. So if you create an event here, it's going to update your Google Calendar. If you create an event in Google when you're on the road away from your CRM, it's going to update your CRM. And that way, again, you have all of your business details kind of funneling that information on one platform.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought mobility, Melissa. So like, let's say I call Nextiva, our business phone service comes with the Nextiva app, which is something you can have on your phone. That basically makes it your business phone. If I were to like make and receive calls from the Nextiva app, while I was on the road or whatever, would those be auto logged into the CRM?
Currently, the Nextiva app is still, it's separate application. Now, while the calls will come through and the count of the call, all of that data still is housed in Voice. But are you asking about the call recording coming through, or what kind of portion of it are you wanting to be captured in the CRM?
Just any of it being captured in CRM.
Certainly. So again, if you have that missed call, you can measure missed calls in analytics. But really, for now, just to keep those ideas separate, is that while we are integrating the ability to use the ability to identify contacts in your system, and perhaps even the click to dial feature that would trigger our Nextiva app to make an outbound call, any recordings or like if you were to text through the Nextiva app, currently those are still separate applications, although we are working to bring them together.
Gotcha. Cool.
So I apologize. I really have not looked at the chat screen. Are there any questions that you would have, Jeremy, or to the crowd?
I'm gonna open up for questions. Actually,
Okay.
we haven't had many. We had some complaints about my voice quality at the beginning.
Jeremy.
An agreement.
As long as they're not complaints about mine.
Yeah, you sound great. But no, guys, we welcome you to ask questions. Okay, so Bob has a question. Can you use the chat service without the CRM?
Can you use the chat service without the CRM? Well, if you may have seen, the call pop feature pops into the CRM. So we actually use functionality between the CRM and chat. So if you were to purchase call or the chat, you would still need to use the CRM to interact with that customer.
Yeah. So to clarify, I guess you'd have to purchase would be the customer relationship suite, Melissa, to get access.
As far as the suites, I'm not sure, since we've really released this and we're really excited about it. Packages, are restructured, and I'm not familiar with the sales process of it. I'm more the technical. I'll build it out for you.
Gotcha. So I'll answer. Yeah. So you can purchase, if you purchase the customer relationship suite or the business communication suite, Bob, you'll get access to everything. And you can use the chat service still, but I think, as Melissa said, you have to use it from the CRM in the back end. So, but if any chat, basically any website chat tool, I know quite a few out there. It's basically the same functionality as what any of them would offer. Good question though. Other questions? And we can also invite you to come on and ask it visually if you'd like. That's one of the cool things about Crowdcast.
So, I kind of, if there's no questions, I kind of gave a brief overview of the day-to-day, the basics, what most of our customers ask. But then there are deeper things that a lot of customers ask, such as customer service centers. Like, I work with insurance companies, which will be having a webinar specific to insurances and how they use it. And really, I have a great customer that we've built what we call macros. And whenever a customer calls in about a policy update, he has specific talking points and who it gets assigned to and the topic that he wants on it. And he even created a custom field that has the expected response. And then the status moves to closed. And then a lot of this happens. So the customer service rep really comes in here, grabs the macro, and then creates the case and solves that case with first call resolution, sometimes in 30 seconds to a minute and a half. So it's really decreased their call interaction time significantly.
That's huge. So yeah, macros essentially are templates you can use to go out to people just whenever there's a consistently recurring thing that needs to be sent.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
You have another question from Bob.
Okay.
Actually, we have two questions. One from Zev and from Bob. So,
okay.
Bob, does the chat service provide detailed demographics about the chat, i.e., IP address, landing page, etc.? I believe that's a no, right? Right, Melissa?
Correct. As you may have seen, the inbound chat that came in from Jeremy really just captured his identity. So whatever's being captured on that view, the name, email, and the description is really all that will be captured at this point. IP address is a good point, though.
And Zev has a great question here. I'm going to invite you on the screen, Zev. You can say yes or no. This is a very important aspect of the CRM that I think is something we deserves a good look here. Is there an icon that can be displayed next to each of your contacts showing a level of happiness so we can focus on the ones that need attention?
So that level is actually bubbled up on the account. Again, most businesses, I don't want to say most businesses just to generalize, but we deal with accounts. We don't actually deal with the individual. So we want to know how happy is that account with you, or, could they actually cancel based on maybe one customer who doesn't like you, but the 9 of the others, they love you and they love doing business with you. But as you can see right away on the account level, there are some colors associated with accounts. And these colors are associated due to an account experience that you could manually assign to an account. And for that reason, I have displayed it here. So in this record, Renee Ltd. Historically, maybe I've really done some amazing travel with this business and I've made them really happy. So they have a really high experience score. So let's say I left them high and dry. Maybe they were on that plane that just left all their people stranded and they're really angry and they call in and they file a ticket. And maybe one of their cases has a ticket with a topic. Now this is where we can go create a topic. And we can associate a topic, no matter what topic, with a negative point value. And if a case is ever opened against that account with a negative or positive account value, our calculations in the background will always be adjusting those. And those adjustments can be very custom based on certain business SLAs of how quickly you are to solve a certain issue on a certain topic. But as you can see, just even manually applying a negative score quickly changed this Renee Ltd. From a green, which is a happy status, to a red, which is a very upset status. And so that way, especially if you're using call pop and that account or a member of that account calls in, you might want to deal with them a little bit more delicately because, you made them very angry last time.
Yeah. And Melissa, what you're talking about is one of the major proprietary value points, I think, of Nextiva CRM is our customer experience score and sentiment scoring. So what you're seeing when you're looking at the screen here, those little dots next to the accounts, green, super happy, yellow is okay, satisfied, red is not happy, you could say. And those are based off of that number that's on the right of Melissa's screen, which is their experience score. And a customer experience score is based on the interactions they've been having with your company, right? So if they've been having a bunch of good experiences and you're getting a bunch of good feedback, hey, here are my happy customers. These guys they have very high experience scores where we should probably reach out to them about referrals or see if we can get a testimonial from them, or maybe even, offer them a thank you for being such a great customer and a happy and loyal customer. And then you can also see people who are your trouble customers that you're at risk of losing. And quickly know that I need to go triage these. I need to go deal with these accounts very delicately and try to get them back to good, right?
Yep. That's exactly it. And so a lot of my creative customers, especially, they label things and they flag things, especially with Google and Gmail. We have that flexibility. You can do that here. So this works for customers not only identifying account experience, but I even have some customers that use it to note whether somebody owes them money. So it's either black or red.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And Bob, yeah, we can take this offline. I see you've got more questions about chat. So we can, in fact, if you want to leave your email address, or I'll get your email address.
Please. Be happy to talk.
Yeah. And then Zeb has another question. Will surveys show us an icon as well, or is that built into the stats you just showed?
Will surveys show as an icon as well? So an incoming survey to a case? I'm not sure.
Will surveys show us an icon, or is that built? Okay, so basically, I think the question is, will surveys show the same satisfaction icon with them?
Gotcha. So the surveys, I'm not quite sure. I know where your question may be leading, but maybe I could touch on that. Is surveys right now, we're incorporating it into analytics. So we're seeing we're building it out super fast, and you'll be able to see customers' direct surveys. But right now, the surveys component, you're going to want to retrieve any survey results directly in that survey dashboard.
Gotcha. Cool. Great questions, guys. And I'll tell you what, Bob, while we got you, let's see. Does the chat have triggers? If they are on site for a certain time, can a message pop up? Things like that. Those are good questions.
Yes. So as you can see, if I'm off site, I've got this other website that I've built. The customer will get a quick email because there's nobody to answer their live chat. So it'll default. The system says, okay, nobody's in the CRM to answer a live chat. I'm just going to have their message default to email. Then we can create some automation. If you're off site, when you get an offline chat, send you a notification, and then you can get that customer's details and follow up with them, even if you're off site, not in your CRM.
And who gets those messages, Melissa? Like, can you set up where a certain person gets chat notifications?
Yeah, so each chat can be configured to a specific department. And when an offline or when an email or a certain type of case comes in, you can even assign it to a specific individual depending on how it came in, or even the channel. If a chat comes in through an email, or if a chat comes in, send it to this person. There's a lot of if this, then do this with our CRM.
Okay, gotcha. So you can set up custom. It's pretty customizable, it sounds like, as far as how it can appear and trigger. Good. Okay, great. Let me see. Well, let's go ahead and we'll continue taking questions from you guys if you want. And I'm trying to think if I have any questions, Melissa.
I was going to talk more about the sale entity if nobody had any questions, but I also need to grab my cord. I apologize. I didn't realize I'm dying. I'm the commercial today. So give me 1 second to step away, but ask the question, and Jeremy, if you want to field the answer.
Sure thing. Thanks everyone for being on today, by the way. We're just to give some more background here. We just launched a new website, or a makeover of the website, I should say, Nextiva.com. You can go in and look at all of our new packages we're offering there. It's a pretty amazing time for Nextiva right here. And Melissa, I want you to go into as well the sales stuff, and then also maybe even showing like the ability to like have files attached to each account, so you can like quickly access a contract that someone signed with you, things like that.
Good question. Great. So the sales aspect, we have the ability to set stages of a sale. So one, you could see the very second you get a lead, how long it takes you to close. So I'm going to go right to that table. And again, I'm going to expand it so you see the table I'm actually working on. And within that sale, you can actually create various products. So even though you may not have tangible products, as you can see, I'm a service industry. This is an example of a green traveling website. So they just offer packages maybe that they facilitate. But the actual sales transaction, just like every other table, you have a certain view that you can customize and, make it so you see less stuff if you don't want to see so much stuff. As you can see, I've got a few things, new sales today, maybe. You can see I have no new sales today. You can create a lot of custom views, but I really want to show you everything and the benefit of seeing everything. So within a sale, I'm going to clear my filter here. There's a lot of key points about a sale. When was that sale created? What company is it affiliated with? Are there any products associated with it? If you're a service industry, probably not. But you can see other details like who the sale was actually maybe negotiated with, their phone number. And again, we're relating these tables now together because we're just pulling the contact that was linked to the sale. So let's take a look at this sale. We got a VIP sale today. I'm the one that made the sale, but we don't quite know how much that sale is worth yet. Again, we can get some details. If the sale was generated at an expo, maybe I'm at the expo with my tablet. So that's another thing to know is if you want to use a tablet, a lot of my customers that do travel, that's what they do is they use their tablets and take in their leads and notate everything and can email back and forth. So that's the great thing about the sale is you get a lot more details. And again, if you want to track any interactions or activities, you can do that. If you want to do any attachments, it's very easy to drag and do attachments. So again, let's say this is a VIP sale. I can choose my files or upload directly with a link. And just to give you an example, I'll close this one out. And I'll show you the sale that we had with Jeremy. This was a closed-in-one sale. That sale came in through a chat. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, I'm booking a trip for him to Nepal. These are some reminders, maybe that after I booked the sale, I didn't have time to do. I need to tell Jeremy to send his photos and validate his signature and so forth. And then I can get more details about the sale. Again, this was a custom field that I built. If it's a referral, please provide the name. We create drop-down menus, right? We can create any type of fields with certain data types that you like. And even this description is very helpful. Now I know this sale, it's for Jeremy, but he's facilitating on the behalf of various companies, and I have Jeremy's information generated. And it's just really a great tool, again, to be able to do so much. So here's his itinerary, and you can do many attachments at once, again, and again, it's just so flexible. Don't want to go too far into the weeds.
No, that's great though. So you can, I think going back, the ability to see, what's important here is the ability to see, like, let's say where your sales opportunities are coming from, and then monitoring these more closely, let's say, than just the rest of your leads. If you really prioritize on, I need to close deals this month, here are my best opportunities to do it. What's the plan to go out and get these closed. So, it's also great that you can manage everything. Like, let's say I sent in my passport confirmation, etc. You can probably just attach all those as documents right onto my account, right?
Correct. You can attach all them as documents, or if you're using like a checklist, and you could just add those fields here, like passport documents, check, passport photos, everything, check. And so you can use it as a visual checklist just to keep you moving forward.
Yeah, and that's one of the most important things about CRM is the ability, I think, here to really monitor your pipeline and see things fully through. So great points here, Melissa, from both a sales standpoint, a marketing standpoint, and a customer service standpoint as well. Very important.
Yes. And then, as you may have seen before in analytics, all of this ties back to analytics. So it's going to give you, again, very canned reports of being able to monitor your sales in analytics, but it's also going to allow you to build reports. So you could do sales by user and what stage they're all in. So if they have 10, 2 are in a lead stage, 2 are in close, 2 are in needs assessment, you can really get a visual indicator, not only on your business as a whole, but down to each individual user.
That's great. So you can see who's doing what inside your company, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You go away for a week. You can see your employees are working hard and
doing their due diligence.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. Well, any more questions? We have 5 minutes left, guys. So we want to, make sure we answer anything else you guys have. Again, this is all one platform. This is voice, CRM, analytics, live chat, and survey all working together seamlessly. So you can use all of them together in whatever fashion you'd like. They're all extremely flexible and customizable to your business. And Nextiva has over 150,000 customers. So we know how to provide great support and help your business succeed. So, Melissa, any final advice for anyone maybe on your end?
I would just say, if you're curious, ask questions. And I've been doing onboarding of the CRM for just over a year now, and the platform, not just the CRM, but all of the products. And it just really fascinates people, the flexibility and the power of our system, and how fast we keep adding new features that they can really get excited about and be efficient and more in their business.
And we have a professional services feature we offer too, which gives you the ability to work with people like Melissa during onboarding, correct, and throughout to really structure things the way they want to.
Yeah, and so part of what we do is not just very technical, like build it the way you want it. We really kind of pick your brain as well, and not only help you develop the platform for your needs, but maybe have you rethink about new processes just to make your business efficient, not just the applications that you're working with.
Absolutely. Well, sounds good, guys. I think we'll go ahead and wrap up here. If you would like to access this webinar again, you can always come back. There's a recording of it. You can just come in, just view the replay anytime you want. We'll be doing lots more of these product webinars going forward with deeper dives into specific areas of the platform. So be on the lookout for those as well. Most importantly, thank you to everyone for coming on, everyone who engaged.
Thank you.
Bob, Alan, thank you guys. Blair, very excited to show you guys this. So thanks again, everybody. This is Jeremy Boudinot and Melissa signing off from Nextiva. And you have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.